Hi everybody.
Hi everybody.
Hello.
Welcome back. So last video we kind of dropped some not so happy news on you guys, and we just thought we'd come back and give you an update of what's been taking place over the last, it's almost been about a month or so, I think, since our last video, and a lot has happened.
A lot has happened, yeah. So for those of you that don't know, Lisa was diagnosed with breast cancer late in June. We are back in California now, and we were hoping to come back for a very short treatment, hoping that it was just going to be radiation, maybe some surgery, and just some other protocols. The type of breast cancer she has, unfortunately, is going to need a little bit more of an intensive regimen. So as of this recording, and I think today is August 16th, 2023, Lisa will be starting chemo treatment on, Friday the 18th. And that regimen alone, before we even get into surgery and any other pieces, is going to be about 5 months of time. So that'll put us into the beginning of 2024. So let's give you some updates and vignettes of what has taken place over the past month while Lisa and I were upping our game on learning about all the different types of breast cancer that are out there and what's going on.
There's a lot to learn.
There's a lot to learn, and you can have one and somebody else can have another, and the way you would treat them are completely different, and what works on one might not work on another. And we didn't know any of that at the beginning. So we've had incredible friends and family and resources to be able to gain some perspectives and get up to speed. So just quick updates. On top of flying back from Barbados, I think it was on the 7th of July. We're now at the 16th of August. Gotta love Preston. He hasn't changed at all in the past month. On top of getting up to speed on the cancer frontier, we've also had to get a house situated because we don't have a house in California. So we've successfully done that. We had to get the kids enrolled in school because unfortunately the stint here is going to be longer than the time that we were hoping to be able to get the kids back to school in Barbados. Because we were able to have some success with those two things within the first 3 weeks, we were able to even sneak a short family vacation for, 3 or 4 days? Where did we go, Preston?
We went to Pismo.
Is that one of your favorite spots?
Pismo Beach.
What do you like about Pismo, Kira?
I don't even know. I like everything. I like the water, and it's really pretty and stuff, but yeah, I know.
Wearing my Pismo shirt.
I
just realized.
But they also have this place that
called Oxford Suites.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
That's where we stayed.
That is where we stayed. But there's this place called Old West Cinnamon Rolls, and
they're bomb.
The best cinnamon rolls we have ever had.
Yeah, they're so
good.
Like,
so good.
That we can get 4 and share with the whole family. That's so cool, right?
Wow.
Preston, why do you like Oxford Suites? So that is where we stayed in Pismo Beach, California. Why do you like Oxford Suites?
Because I have so many things to say. One of my favorite parts is the lobby, how we get to play checkers and chess, and then breakfast, of course.
Breakfast, of course. I'm surprised that wasn't
so
number one.
Good. Well, and I really like how you get to throw pennies in the fountain and stuff, and then I like how we get to go to the bar and then we get mac and cheese and stuff.
We're playing happy hour days, buddy.
So 2 of those things.
Let me add one more thing to say.
Oh my goodness.
I love how we get to play chess and checkers.
So 2 of his items were food related. So in the morning they have a really awesome breakfast for kids that's included. And then they also have an awesome, in the night they have kind of like a happy hour sort of deal where you get a drink, an adult beverage or a kid's beverage, and they oftentimes have like a little snack there. And one of the nights he got mac and cheese. So still, in the past month, Preston's priorities have not changed. The other thing that we have done in the past few weeks is we had to go wig shopping for Lisa. That was last weekend. Lisa, what was that like? Because that really made a lot of things real, I think, for all of us.
Yeah, and so with the chemo treatment, I will lose my hair. It'll start coming out at about 10 to 12 days following the first treatment, which will be this week. And for me, I put my hair up because I wasn't feeling well today, but I have long hair, and I didn't realize how attached I am to my hair. So it's going to be one of the hardest parts to go through, I think, for me personally. And when I think about it, I just start crying because it's hard. And with that...
With that, I'll take over.
No, we wanted the kids to be a part of it because it is scary. We talk about it a lot, but the physical part of seeing it, they're not used to their mom being bald. So I think it was important for all of us to go to make it a little easier.
It was actually really fun, guys. Mommy tried on a ton of wigs, and they all look cool. And then the only reason why Preston, one of the reasons why Preston loved to play so much is because
you got.
There's
let me share this part.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So you got you actually move in the back. So you actually got free coffee and tea, chai latte, which is so good.
Yeah.
And there's these brownies. I'm talking still. They're these brownies. Well, they weren't really brownies. They were this vanilla chocolate area.
Again, food and drink.
Yeah, and then you could get Dunkin' Donuts coffee.
Okay.
The wig place was actually really, really cool because we got there, and then they had to cause they had to do her hair, because then they had to put the little cap thing on, and then they tried the wigs on, and they look really cool, all of them. So what wigs did you get?
So I actually didn't get a long wig yet because the long ones tend to get tangled. So I have I have two options.
Yeah, and then she got one that you can put a hat over, and then it looks,
And more so, I think the wigs. So I know I'm gonna struggle with being bald, but I think it goes so much deeper than the vanity part of it. You're losing part of your identity. And for me, I did want to have a wig in going in public, because I feel now I go in public, nobody knows what's going on. I look like a normal person. When you go through chemo, you lose your hair. It's visible to other people, and other people have strong reactions depending on their experience with cancer. So for me, I likely won't wear a wig at home. I'll be here doing my thing, but being out in public, to minimize the questions or the stares or for me, it's more so the sympathy in people's eyes I struggle with, the pity aspect of it. I struggle with, and I want to minimize that. So I think that was my feeling in getting a wig, was more so for going out and being in public, rather than being here. I mean, we're all gonna see what that evolves into, but it's so personal.
It is, and I think that's part of we're gonna have to embrace on the journey ahead. It's been a lot to take in, but we're actually happy the first month is behind us, just from the shock and awe of the cancer diagnosis, coupled with uprooting, traveling over land and sea to get back here with the hope of being able to get back to Barbados by the fall, which is just not going to happen. It's not going to be until 2024 until we can get back, because of the time that it's going to take to treat it. But with this being behind us, we're now starting that next phase of the reality setting in that it's going to be here, treatment's going to be starting. There's going to be some bumps along the way, and we're going to do our best to manage it. And, and the kids, 6 weeks, they had for summer break. That was it. They got out of school basically in July, and then we had to tell them, hey, mom's got breast cancer, and we're going to need to be wheels up back to California for treatment a week after they got out of school, and there was a lot of summer plans. So on the U.S. system, they're going to be starting school about a month ahead of when they were supposed to be starting in Barbados.
Yeah.
So within that, we've tried to just continue to find little pockets of enjoyment. And my business partner in 34 Strong, he told me right out of the gate, he said, Darren, he says, it's going to be a heck of a ride for all of you and for your family. And he goes, just commit to finding joy in the journey, because you will find it. And you heard some of that joy in terms of the kids' sentiment, in terms of their summer experience. But we are going back to school in a whole new system.
Yep.
Preston has really only gone to school in person that he could remember in Barbados, even though he had done preschool and some kindergarten online in the U.S. system. So this is a completely new journey. Kira, just real quick, how are you feeling about going back to school? And I know outside of the fact that your summer's cut way short.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to go back. I mean, I'm excited to like see what it is like here, kind of, but I also wish I was in Barbados and I was able to be with all of my friends and stuff. But yeah, our like really good friends are there, so I think they all at least know someone there.
At your new school.
At your new school.
At the new school, yeah. At the new school.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I don't really want to have to go to school here, but
Preston, how are you feeling about going to school, getting started? Because it's starting tomorrow.
yeah, as of today.
And if you're just like, eh.
I don't know. Good.
You nervous?
Yeah.
You excited?
Yeah.
So it's
I think he's nervous and excited.
little bit of everything, huh?
Yeah, I'm excited for like lunchtime, so I'll be able to like so I can interact with kids. You know, be able to like play with them at least.
And
Well, I'm mostly excited to interact with kids and at least play soccer
Okay.
or football or whatever you call
We're
it.
adjusting to calling it soccer here.
That's right.
It's been an
We'll
adjustment.
see. Or maybe other games, because kids here might not play as much soccer at lunchtime.
I know.
And
You might be playing basketball and doing some other games. So that's good. That's definitely an exciting part of it. Along the road, we have found some joy in the journey, and we're really truly in a phase of celebrating everything. We celebrated our anniversary in July. We celebrated Kira's birthday in July, and we did celebrate, and we made the most of it, right? We celebrated Lisa's birthday, which was in March, with my parents, because we were finally all together.
like
We celebrated that like this last weekend in August, but
Oh yeah.
that's not the first time this has happened.
Oh yeah.
Even when we lived in California, we would do that. But we've
Yeah.
been in a space of celebrating. So we've had wins, and we're working on celebrating those things. My TED Talk, we had the ability to celebrate that. That just crossed 500,000 views. It's almost up to 600,000 views as of this recording, and just so happy that that message about time in nature is getting out there. And we're just trying to enjoy the moments and the laughter that we can have as a family, doing little things like going bowling. We went, Preston
Oh,
went
yeah, that
bowling
was
for
so
the first
fun.
time this weekend. Little things like that, and we're making the most of it. And we truly appreciate all of you that have been following along in the journey and reaching out and checking in and sending your love and prayers for us, because you know what? It's making a difference. And we want to share as much of this story as Lisa feels comfortable with and that we can with you as we're going through this process and this journey. And this is truly a journey that it's kind of like there's the journey that we're all going together, and then there's the journey that Lisa can only go through on her own. But we're all in this, and we're all fighting to win. And we really appreciate everything that you have all brought forth to us. And Lisa wrote an incredible, absolutely incredible journal piece that she shared the other day about just the faces of cancer, of what it looks like, not only through her lens, but through the lens of our family, and then what she sees and looking through it. So if you want to follow along a little bit more, you'll find that in YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, wherever your social media platforms are along those areas. But it really can open up your perspective and your eyes to the whole ripple effect of the impact of where it stretches and how it goes along. So on that note, that's the general updates that we have. Lise, anything that you want to take us home with?
Kira was mentioning when we were at the wig salon, one of the best moments.
One of the joys in the journey
exactly.
that caused the whole store to erupt in laughter.
We're holding on to all of the great moments amongst all of this. So Kira, what were you going to mention about Preston at the wig?
No, I don't
Oh my God.
No. Let Kira tell
so
the story.
basically, Mom was done with like all of her like
Wigs.
trying on wigs and whatever, and she was like starting to like pay and stuff, and Preston goes, "Oh, Mommy, that's a really nice wig. That looks exactly like your hair. That's the best wig that you've tried on today." And she goes, Preston, this is my actual hair." And then he's just like, "Oh."
It was
so
really sweet.
It was really sweet and really funny.
Because the whole time we were trying to find something that looked like me, that matched my hair, and none of them quite did it like my hair. So it was really, really sweet.
It was really
It just shows the innocence.
Yeah,
so we're
and
holding on to all of those.
Yeah, he looked at her and he's just like, "That's a really nice wig." And so it was just really funny because he was like, yeah.
The other piece of joy that we had was Preston having staring contests with the mannequins.
Oh my gosh.
That's a trip.
Yeah, but
And he won too. That's what he said.
According to him.
According to him. Okay, last thing.
also one of the I didn't just go bowling for the first time. I also went on a Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that was really nice.
Yeah, it went really fast, and then
There you go.
like people in front of us screaming a lot. There wasn't much need, but it's fun.
I think the important thing is we're continuing to live. Like, life is not stopping. Yes, this is consuming a lot of our thoughts and a lot of our energy, but we are still living and going to, especially being back in our hometown basically, is visiting the places that the kids have loved since they were little.
We're blocking and tackling, managing around the cancer and making sure the kids are still very active. Kira's still in gym, Preston's in martial arts and drums, and getting back into soccer here coming up soon. So
Yeah.
that is the importance of we're not going to stop the living that we can do and the maintenance of all the other areas of life and love that we have. I'm definitely, if there's ever a time that I've been committed to my health, which I usually am, I've been doubling and tripling down on that. So my exercise, just trying to eat healthy, doing those things has just been amplified in this season more than ever. And that's been a rich experience, taking it one day at a time, because that's all we can really do right now. On that note, we'll let you go. All right, everybody.
Thank you all. See you
Thank you
next
for
time.
Take care.
watching. Bye.